these hikes are not nearly as difficult as they were just a couple weeks ago. Expedition Bryant here, and today is day 59, and I'm going on another hike. Unbeknownst to me, this is a hike that my wife took me and my family on a few years ago, and I remember that I really struggled, and I didn't feel like I had a good time. So this is actually gonna be a ton of fun. See how I feel on this hike, and super excited for it. I saw a sign at the beginning of the trail that said that there are porcupines active in this area, which I've never seen a porcupine in real life, like in the wild. So I'm a little bit interested. I'm not gonna go hunting for one, but I wouldn't be mad if I saw one. This makes sense in my head, but just about every single hike, you always start with uphill. And luckily this is not a huge slope, but you know, starting out, getting my heart rate up immediately, feels good. These views of the valley are impressive. It's a little bit windy up here, but this is super cool because on the one side you've got Utah Valley that you can look down and see, which is really cool. But then on this other side over here, you've got the Salt Lake Valley. And it's just kind of cool to be able to look down on both sides of the trail and see two different areas. Man. Oh, this is truly incredible. I was mistaken about what I said earlier, and this makes sense as to why I didn't recognize the name of the trail. So the start of this trail happens to be the beginning of the trail my wife took me and my family on. But after walking about a third of a mile, then it diverges onto the trail that I'm actually hiking on today. So it won't be an exact one-to-one comparison, but it was still really fun to show up and to have that moment of, oh my gosh, I've been to this place before and I remember it was tough. So I'm really excited to get this tackled and to have a good time here. So I believe this is my 5th hike since I started my journey to improve my overall health and fitness. And when I did my first hike, scratch that. When I did my second hike, which was my first solo hike, I ended up choosing a moderate trail. And I remember it being a little more than I was expecting. But it's funny because every trail that I have chosen since that hike has been labeled as a moderate hike. And I think it's just because I realized I can do this. I can do these moderate hikes. I'm super proud of the progress that I've made since the start of my journey and since the start of doing these hikes. But every once in a while I pause while I'm on the trail and think to myself, wow, this is going to be a tad difficult with a backpacking pack on my back. I know it's going to be tough, especially when I start backpacking, but the juice is worth the squeeze, right? Oh, I'm tired, but I am having an absolute blast. I keep hearing rustling in like the trees, and I pause. I'm like, oh my gosh, is it a porcupine? And then it's inevitably a bird bouncing around down there. This trail's been a fun one today because as I'm going, I start to get winded and I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I even doing this? And then I'll come across a nice big open space and I can see the view. That's it, that's the reason. So I recently figured out that I was using my family as an excuse to not exercise. And the thought process in my head was, well, I can't take the time to go and exercise. I can't take the time to go and do anything because I need to be here to be able to help out my wife. I need to be here to do housework. I need to be here so that I can be around my kids. And I didn't realize that that was the excuse that I was using, because in my mind it made sense. And I recently told my wife that this was my way of thinking, and she emphatically said, "Oh my gosh, no. I would much rather you take an hour, maybe 2, to go and exercise than to just stay at home and to not do anything." And over the past 59 days, I have realized that the small amount of time that I take away from my family every day to exercise pays dividends on the back end, because I have spent significantly more time with my family going on walks and bike rides and going on hikes than I did before this. So in my mind, it was counterintuitive, and I felt like it was too much of a sacrifice to take that time away from my family. And now I realize that I am getting more time back with my family immediately, but also in the long run by trying to take care of my health so that I'll be able to be around for a long time in their lives. These views just keep getting better and better. So with this hike, there's not been a specific destination like some of my other hikes have been hiking to a reservoir or a bridge, some specific feature of the hike. And this hike in particular has had beautiful views of the valley on both sides, but there isn't like a destination point. And I'm okay with that, because really it's all about journey before destination. Am I right? This trail has been a lot of fun because it crisscrosses a lot with the main trail in this area, which is a super popular trail for people to bring their dogs off leash. And I've seen some pretty cute dogs out here today, and it's just been fun to run into people who are out here walking their dogs, having a good time. Hello, Utah Valley. Just came around the corner and I saw this view. Oh, that's awesome. I'm on the downhill portion now. And I will say, I'm excited to lose more weight. Because boy, do I have a lot of weight on these knees, on these downhill sections. And I take it nice and slow to make sure I don't overdo it. But I can definitely feel that impact. I'm at the tail end of my hike here, where in that section where you can see Salt Lake Valley on the one end and Utah Valley on the other. And this has been fantastic. A nice little hike. This is rated moderate. I'm still stopping every now and again when I'm going uphill, but I can truly feel myself getting stronger. These hikes are not nearly as these hikes are not nearly as difficult as they were just a couple weeks ago when I first started. I'm loving that I am seeing this kind of improvement. It's making it all worth it. I know that when I first start backpacking, it's gonna be tough because I'm gonna have 20 to 30 pounds on my back, potentially even more. I have no idea. I haven't packed out my gear and weighed it or anything like that. Hopefully not more. But I know it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough at the beginning, but it's totally gonna be worth it because I'll be able to see the progress of myself getting better, and it's just gonna fuel my fire and my energy like I'm seeing it happen right now with these hikes. I am so excited and so happy. Oh gosh. This is just incredible. I'm so happy because I'm feeling the impact. I'm feeling it. And I'm seeing the impact on my family. It's just incredible. And this is all worth it. That's day 59 done. Beautiful morning. Lovely hike. Had a lot of fun. Looks like I went about 2.1 miles. Felt like I was pushing myself, but I can feel this getting easier. I'm really excited about that. Great start to the morning, great start to the week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.